see it. Let's see if they can hear us. I think they can hear us.
Let's see if they can hear us. I'm gonna, I guess, plug my headset into the.
Yeah,
my
I'll
phone.
do the intro, guys. It's Bryan, Conlan, and doing DisasterCast right after our awesome two-person session slash DM NPC person. It was a wonderful session.
They can't hear us.
How do we sound?
Seems all right.
I think there's a little clipped on us because that's a little loud tonight.
It's whatever. It's audible.
Audible sponsor.
I can't
Fly for Audible sponsorship if you have enough followers. It's just a place on their website.
Mute this.
Why? Because you're hearing me get second time like seconds later. It's like
I'm hearing conversation.
you can plug into Andrew, so when he gets talking, you can.
Yeah. But we have a special guest for a little bit too, Andrew, continuing just to hang out with us for a few minutes after session, just talk about whatever you want. Get some snacks and everything.
You immediately got him as he shoved the food in his mouth. He's like, "Yeah, I'm alive."
Resident vigilante, the shadow.
We just do an intro to the stream from once. This is DisasterCast. It's only because Andrew's here, so we can intro ourselves. It's a rare moment.
Hello, I'm Brian Creevy. I am the Disaster Master, Nat Disaster, and one of the co-founders.
And the creator, creative director, head writer.
All stuff to put on a resume.
Yeah, that's how you put stuff on a resume. I'm Conlan Rose. I'm the other co-creator of Nat Disaster. I play Bracket and Rainn and Greg. Greg's last because I played.
It was fun.
It's fun, but I haven't fleshed him out as a character like I have there too.
And then our other Nat Disaster.
These are my job titles.
Oh, that will be here for 2 weeks.
Tech pal, I do everything else that Brian doesn't do. Besides our directed. And we have our friend, Mr. Andrew.
What up, guys? I'm Andrew. I play Delson Martithas. I play Jax. And hopefully soon, Oliver Evangrove.
God, so close I can taste it, man. I just want to see that.
I mentioned Oliver. This is a perfect opportunity to mention Oliver.
Who lived over near those public floatings. All the name drops of Oliver. We're hyping him up, man. We're hyping him up.
Well, we gave me
the
Rainn.
best wizard of all time.
You gave me Rainn to hype up Oliver. Because it's her ex-boyfriend of what we decided 6 months to a year. We didn't actually determine it in. Nah, it was long enough for they're still in puppy love too.
Yeah, and Andrew, didn't you decide Rainn was the only person that Oliver did love in his life?
Yep.
Oh man, that's gut wrenching for that poor boy. Also Rainn actually really loved Oliver. So that makes sense.
Seeing how you two roleplayed pretty well together today as Delson and Rainn, I'm interested to see if there's ever a scene we play out where Rainn and Oliver see each other again.
One day
I don't know.
See each other.
Just, you abandoned me! You abandoned me!
You might not be able to hear us in a second because RTX voice just crashed for the first time over.
No.
It's working right now.
We will forever have bad audio issues.
So for all we know, the RTX voice is doing nothing right now because it might be crashed out. I'm going to close this and see what happens.
Sounds significantly... This is what, Andrew, aren't you so glad that this doesn't happen during actual sessions?
Yeah, they only happen during... Okay. Yeah. I think it's when I switch things and freak it out.
Oh yeah, they can't hear us at all right now.
You working now? I think we're gonna do it now. It's fine. I want to go walk into selling and freaked out.
God, does this always happen?
Okay, no, it's fine now. And I turned us up a little bit. They had turned us down. I know we get a little loud. So turn this up so we should be louder and less
Well,
quiet.
As
I also
always,
can turn down Andrew in here because I do have him up at max. Because last time we did a you out here, you were with Vicky, and Vicky's significantly quieter.
as always, welcome to Nat Disaster. These are the type of disasters that we bring for you. Most of the time, they're more entertaining, in the form of a D&D game.
And roleplay. We are the roleplay champions.
Which follow us on Twitch for more.
Play champions.
To plug, your plug.
Plug for social media, our Instagram, our Twitter.
Put it on the screen here. No, we're not. We're not gonna.
Just a live stream, Brian. I am not editing when I put the bottom. I don't edit these for the VOD unless audio breaks. Then I will fix them.
We need an intern or something like that.
What's an unpaid internship for a Twitch channel with 6 viewers? Come on, join us! Oh man. So I know Andrew is happy with his role playing that happened this session because you did phenomenal, by the way.
Did I?
I think you did a great job.
I always feel like I do a horrible job.
Yeah. Like you because I think you felt a little awkward, it was perfect for how Delson probably would have felt, being like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. So, such mixed feelings, especially because you've had a few sessions to think about this. I've noticed since I mentioned the note from your mother, every single session that we've had you introed as like, hey, I'm Delson Marthes, this is resident vigilante. And you'd be like, and yeah, I'm preparing to go talk to my parents later. I don't know how this is going out, so we were thinking about for a few weeks thinking about it, like, shit, I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm going to see my mom.
Yeah.
When you get into the personal lives of characters in D&D games, it's always interesting learning a little bit about that. Like, it's always fun, combat, fighting things, going on adventures, but like,
I
deal into backstory a little.
Love backstory and roleplay. I feel the characters based on that.
That's what I like play video games and watch movies for and shit like that. Like the good characters. Honestly, and Andrew, I know you haven't seen it yet. I mean, you talked about it earlier, but WandaVision, for all those Marvel fans out there, such a good, like, it's not really an action in there, but there's so many good character moments in that show so far.
Good. I'm glad.
It's so many theories about what's going on.
I actually get angry when shows don't character enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Star Wars sometimes has that problem with random characters who they're like, yeah, this character's important. Are you getting anything else? Nope.
What shows are we all watching right now? Like,
what shows?
I don't watch shows. I'm supposed to watch The Mandalorian, but Disney Plus doesn't work on my computer, so I keep not doing that.
So you're not watching any shows or anything?
Nope. None.
I
watch clips, montages from Clone Wars all the time. That's just what I do, Brian.
And Andrew, how about you?
If anyone has HBO, there was a show called His Dark Materials.
I've seen ads for that.
If anyone's familiar, it's the book series about the Golden Compass.
From the depths of my childhood, like I was like 6 or 7 or something.
It's if you have HBO, give it a shot. It's fantastic.
Okay, I liked that series as a kid. I just felt like the movie, The Golden Compass, didn't do it justice.
It didn't. The show is much more accurate, and it's fantastic. It's about an alternate universe where your soul exists outside your body as
his dark
a physical. Well, no. So the physical manifestation of your soul is called a demon, and it takes the form of an animal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And when you're a child, it is constantly changing forms, but as you hit puberty and transition into adulthood, your demon settles on one form.
Okay. That's like a true animal companion type bullshit right there.
Indeed. And it deals with magic and alternate universes, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
That's cool.
For me, Toga, continue. You have more.
Oh, I've also been watching the Vikings series.
I've heard that's really good.
Yeah, I've
It
heard
is
good things about that as well.
fantastic.
I want to watch it because Rainn's hairstyle is like kind of Viking-esque.
Where does
hairstyle.
the Viking play?
Huh?
Where does it play at? Like what channel? What
It
streaming
is
service?
it is on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I haven't. There's just so many.
What's weird is to think how many streaming services I pay for, and I watch almost no television.
Yeah.
Why do I pay for them? Because my dad or my fiance. That's why I pay for them.
For me, right now, as always, I'm always watching Boruto as they put out new episodes of that. So fucking always love the Naruto universe. I just started watching The Magicians again.
That's such a good show.
It draws me back. It's such.
I need to
wizardry.
Watch it.
I haven't season 4 yet, but they just dropped season 5 on Netflix, and I just watched another episode earlier today. That show is just next level crazy bull. Like you never know, and Margot is a fucking bitch. I love that show, and
I don't remember any of the character names, dude.
Quentin, Elliot, Margot, Alice.
You're acting like I remember any of the faces to the people.
Yeah,
I haven't watched the show since 2015.
You should watch that.
I watched season 1 and watched the first couple episodes of season 2 because that's when season 2 had just come out. Okay. I think
they get into weird like god level magic.
Oh, wait, because I remember them in season 1 when they're in that library or whatever thing that's in the garden.
It feels like
they began dealing with that crap, and I was watching with Phil, and saying that wasn't like when the BS began having with Phil, but like for some reason there's something else we wanted to watch that came out, and it distracted us from finishing The Magicians, and then we just never went back to it. So it's been sitting on my Amazon forever, and you watched literally the first 3 episodes. What the fuck? It's my kind of show because it was made by Sci-Fi originally before it moved to Amazon.
Yeah.
So like, it's very much my style of show because I like Sci-Fi's weird ass shows.
To me, it feels like if like Harry Potter met Supernatural.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Plus like teenage drama and shit. It's fun. I like the show.
Did you ever hear the show The Magicians, Andrew?
I haven't.
It is on Netflix. I do recommend watching that if you get a second. Like I said, it's like I don't think you've watched it, but it's like Harry Potter meets Supernatural. So it's like Harry Potter but darker. It's got all the
grittier That's what you're looking for.
There's
more stakes involved.
Are actually bloody and people die left and right. Like nobody's safe. You die like
because it's actual magic.
It's
because it's magic versus the moves. Yeah. Because like these people who are like were using magic against mortals when it's not allowed.
And it also talks on like pedophilia and rape and stuff.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because there's a college.
Yeah,
they're all. That's why I like the show because they're all
can be when they get power as well too. Yeah. It's a good show. For all of you like. Be careful. I'm sorry if mentioning anything like that.
Sorry if that triggers you.
But I would steer clear of the show if it is. If not, it's very.
You can probably find guides online of the minutes and whatever.
Food is here.
Yeah. Trying to get our food. You probably can find online. Usually, if there is triggering information in a show, usually there'll be a guide online to say, "Hey, skip to this time." I know some shows like just don't care, just let those things happen on screen. Battlestar has a suicide that happens on screen on Battlestar Galactica, like straight up on screen. Someone blows their brains out.
That's fantastic.
Battlestar
and not in a bad way.
I know. Battlestar is so good because it deals. Okay, so constant. Have you heard about Battlestar Galactica? I'm sure you've heard.
I have heard of it, but I don't know about it. I've not watched it.
Okay, so there's actually 2 Battlestars. There's the old 70s one, and then there's a modern art reimagined series, which is what I like and love. It's a great show. 1.5 seasons that are worth watching and some extra content too. Train of thought. So essentially, humans build robots to make their lives easier. Humans mistreat robots, so robots go, grow as they slowly gain sentience. And some missteps by some dumber humans cause them to fully gain sentience. Robots form religion and choose humans are shitty. We should. So that happens. War happens. This is all pre stuff to actual Battlestar, because this is deep lore for the show. They have a first war against their robots, which are called Cylons. And eventually the Cylons just give up the war as it reaches the end. Where it's just the end where either side could win. It all depends if one or two battles happen and how they go could determine the fate of humanity or the Cylons. And the Cylons just sign a treaty of artifice and say what the fuck is it called? They say we're no longer gonna fight you. We're gonna take these regions of space. You take these regions, and we don't bother each other anymore. And humans are like, okay, cool. Now they go on with life for about 50 years. And 50 years later, the Cylons come back and attack and annihilate humanity. At this point, human society lives in what's 12 colonies. There's about 14 worlds total that are habitable in their region of space. It's a small subcluster in space. There's 12 main planets and a couple of colonies. So there's about 30 billion humans, 30 to 40 billion humans, and the Cylons kill all but 52,000. They nuke every planet the humans are on. The only humans that survive are the ones that are in us, because obviously they're planets in space. They're flying between the planets through space travel. So only people who survive are people who are currently in transit. And the Cylons implanted a virus into the humans' military technology, so almost all but 3 of their warships have a Trojan horse that turns them off.
Damn.
So it means there's no combat ability to survive except for a handful of ships, and you follow, and Battlestar Galactica, you follow the Battlestar named Galactica, as she's one of the oldest ships in the fleet, who's literally about to be decommissioned. Because she's so to have the new technology on board that would have caused it to be uploaded, the virus to be uploaded. So she survives and has to defend this ragtag fleet of human ships that aren't designed for being far away from planets. Only Galactica is built for it, but she's 50 years old. She's from the first Cylon War. She's an old as fuck warship at this point, and she's retired, so she's not in great shape. And her and her commanding officer have to defend what's left of the human race against the Cylons as they chase them through space. Good show. That was a lot of preamble for that show, but worthwhile show. The whole time you're gone, that's preamble for Battlestar. Because there's so much lore you get to start off with.
All you were saying there, all I could just go through my mind.
Galactica is so good.
I don't know why, but it just made me
wait, did you bring Casey your food?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a good friend.
I'm making sure, because I was
It made me think about the Dead Space universe.
Yeah, that's a dead fucking shit.
About that. Big fans about that. Because that type of shit is probably going on in that universe. We're just seeing the really dark ending of that universe.
Dude.
Isaac Clarke was such a good fucking character.
I need you to see Battlestar. Andrew, you should watch Battlestar. I think you'd like it because it's very gritty. People die on the screen all the time. People are violent in a good fun way.
Okay.
The space combat is some of the best in television ever. The CGI, show came out in 2004, it still looks great. It is one of the first shows 100% mastered, start to finish, in 1080p. It's on, I think it's on Hulu right now.
The whole show?
Yeah, the whole show. So if you want to watch the whole show, I also have all the Blu-rays, and I'm very willing to send them out to anyone who temporarily wants to borrow them.
Dude, so, fans out there.
Fans, I need my friends who I trust, and I can pass them my fucking Blu-rays back.
Dude, how about this? How about this?
You know where Andrew lives, I can get my Blu-rays back.
How about this? After we get to 100 followers on Twitch, you'll lend...
I'll let you listen to my selection of Battlestar. I will never do that.
100 followers. He said he's gonna do it.
I will never do that. So I'll never clear that. You understand that was $150 is the Blu-rays. All 4 seasons, plus the plan, plus
We'll get one
Blood
random
Chrome.
subscriber his own box set.
pay for a box set for a subscriber. Yes, that's what. I'll do that.
There we go.
Fuck yeah, I'll do that. Because you all need to see Battlestar. I have 2 Battlestar tattoos on my back.
Incentive. So,
Also, if you watch Stargate, I don't care if you like Star Trek. You don't have to watch Star Trek. That's why it's in Star Trek tattoos on. I like Star Trek. You can also
bring space.
I like sci-fi, dude. Why do you think I'm pushing? We need to go faster. Steampunk so I can get closer to space.
Look, that definitely is your favorite area. You would love playing this D&D podcast back to D&D.
So,
Eberron.
yeah.
Eberron is basically...
It was a Star Wars D&D, like RPG.
Yeah, there's a version.
Yeah.
Andrew, you probably like Eberron as well. Do you know about Eberron? It is one of the actual like worlds of the Wizards of the Coast in D&D. It's very much like Faerun is like Lord of the Rings aspect thing. Eberron is very like steampunk, like you got fucking Avatar, like probably Legend of Korra level of technology.
Ty'Quorus sees this to going in the next 30 years.
Like they use elementals to power their hot air balloons to keep like oxygen like flowing to go everything. They've harnessed elementals.
I see in the next 100 years us being exactly where Korra is. Like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just at that tipping point where this societal change of a war happening will be just enough to do the stupid technology that the fucking misfits are introduced into society.
It's gonna be interesting when all that stuff like actually gets streamlined.
And you get
Jax is now in this world with fucking guns. It's just like, what? You guys have never heard of a gun before?
Jax.
I want to see.
You're correct. My voice to a British accent.
She did it.
She said she didn't say that.
She talked about it. I said, say it in the chat. He needs to know.
I'm aware. It's the best I can do. To get across that she's accepted, I have to show this is a different character than me or than Bracken. Bracken's a different character. Rain's a different character.
I love
I
it.
know it's creepy. I find it creepy. Brain talks in sometimes, and it's really weird.
I love hearing Andrew's Delson though. It's just deep.
Yeah. Down 1 octave and goes, hey guys.
Slows it down, knocks it down an octave, puts a little scratch in the throat. Hey, I'm Delson Montanus.
I hate hearing my own voice, though.
You do Delson so good.
You do a great job. I hear my own voice too.
Do I?
Yeah, dude, again, stop for a second. Everybody hates their fucking own voice for the most part. Not everybody.
I hate
People do. I don't like my voice either. I don't like my voice in the moment, but it's weird. Strange enough, I like hearing myself like talk and explain things. That's just my voice.
Rainn. That's all. You hate your voice. That's the problem. Because you like, I want to be the one talking.
Bryan, exposed here live. I have an ego. That problem.
I'm just like, I like hearing myself talk until I want to hear myself talking and go, you guys let me speak.
Yes, because the things that come out of your mouth are interesting.
Some of them are me just cursing out people and begging to do things I'm not going to say on stream. Ryan heard those words earlier today when I was going in the truck.
I'll say all those death threats that you screamed out loud to the heavens when you were looking at a truck.
I'm more than screaming out loud to heaven. I was talking my garage door. People heard me. This just hears me scream that I'm going to do horrible things to human beings. Nothing happens. He's better. Cops have never shown up, so I've
We're
never...
saved for now. The lunatic in Dome Street.
I think what if all my friends just never spoke to me again, then they'd start. Like, yeah, fiance will keep him in check. His friends are over right now, it's fine. I'm yelling it when I'm in the driveway. And something is like smash my foot and I curse out the world.
I'll always remember you smashing your big toe. And then me kicking the fingers.
Wow, but I didn't curse out the heavens because that was too funny.
On the ground in
Okay, but laughing because I was never like, oh, really horrible. I hate your big toe. So she said, socket across the garage, my big toe. So, like, the world doing, lol.
I'm not gonna kick this into your big toe, the universe.
Happened, and like, that's why I was not angry at all. It was so funny that I couldn't be angry at you. It's one of those things where, like, that was impossible to happen. It sucks so badly.
There's all those moments that just stick with us. There are some moments even in college. Like,
we need to make new moments. We need new parties.
I'm not gonna say what the contents of this sentence were out loud on stream on the internet.
Which one?
The conversation we had when we were all in the pod, in one year, and remember when Alyssa was there?
What are you talking about?
I will always remember that moment with you, man.
Always remember.
The most savage moment, probably. It's definitely ranked top 5 savage moments in my entire college history experience.
I do remember every moment that Chris made a weird joke towards Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, well, if you do this, you have to kill yourself.
So every day, basically?
Yeah, every day. But, like, I was only there every once in a while. Every time I'm like, you're sure, Chris, that you can sit up.
There's always those moments that stick with you. That's what.
So I can like hang out with you guys in college.
Mm-hmm.
I love hanging out with you guys. I wish I went to college with all of you. It would have been so fun. No one stayed in college.
That's why I like hanging out and playing D&D with you guys. It lets me create more memories with you guys, especially now when for the most part we're all stuck so can't see each other, can't do anything.
Brian, hold on my shirt.
This
This
is basically creating a fictional fantasy world.
Oh, that's much
But
fun.
I just remember, like, there's moments from this campaign in the previous session, seasons of event that we're going to remember. You guys will probably always remember the goddamn Pie Tyrant fight.
That would be a forever D&D moment. All forever. I remember a lot that happened this session. This session was a lot for Rainn emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a lot. I always remember Brackett actually learning he's UM.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the feeling I felt in my soul as I do myself. You can see on that screen, I look at my hands as if I'm Brackett and go, fuck. And there's just a switch in my brain where he's like, oh, I have to pass the green one because Ravin's eyes are green, and he has the gold one because Hope's eyes are gold, right? And Brackett looks at the gold and green emerald, the gold and the green emerald stuck in his hand, and just goes, those are these.
Fuck.
And he covers his hands, and he kind of like puts them between his legs so Ren can't see them. And it's just like, I need to leave this room right now.
I am staring at myself.
And also his brain then immediately connects. Hope's the person he saw die. And he sees how much your Ren cares about Hope. So he's like, oh no, we were way older. Way more than between us. As whether it be friends or in a relationship. And Brackett just had this flood of thoughts that went through his things of his best friend is dead. His brother's dead, his best friend is dead.
Dog content.
Dogs! Um, but that moment for me will always like sink in my stomach where I go, oh no, I actually am doing that. Like I, as a player for a while, but I was just like,
No, something like that for you. Like,
I build characters that do this. I get these emotions because I have a really normal life. Besides being angry all the time, I'm a privileged white boy who's a cis white male who's like engaged and stuff. So like, it's a boring life. So I need to feel emotional crap nowadays.
Andrew,
Yes.
are there any D&D memories that you will never forget? Not necessarily our stream, if our stream, yeah, let me know, but even just in general when you're playing D&D.
It's hard to pick one off the top of my head. I don't.
But there's just so many things that you do that just create such really interesting memories in D&D.
Yeah.
I'll forever remember when we had to fight those creatures that like we couldn't hear what they were saying in Callum's game. So we all decided to stuff our ears with handle.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because if you listened to their screech, it made you basically go insane and attack your teammates. So we're like, what if we can't hear them? We took all the candle wax we had from candles and just shoved it in here so we were able to fight them. It's ingenuity like that that actually is like creates awesome moments. It's funny. What we did that for were scary beasts. Like Chris's brother's character went ahead of the party and went there by himself without the earwax idea and got slaughtered. Like we found their corpse. It was just there.
Like literally, and by slaughtered, we mean literally her body was eviscerated.
Yeah. And we got there, had the earwax idea, and they were pushovers. We killed them pretty quick, and we're like, oh fuck, she's dead. I think. Yeah, those are her weapons. It's her body. She's dead. She's definitely dead. Character death moment during the time.
Well, yes, we're dying multiple times. Shin during the fucking Humblewood campaign, and Bracket being like, I'm gonna be traumatized, and all my council, the first time I've ever had friends in my life, they're all gonna die because they're idiots.
Humblewood, Andrew, that was a fucking intense fight. The final boss fight in the laboratory.
Can I tell you something, Phil?
You just got so fucking lucky half the time with the damage, like.
Oh no, we rolled that damage.
Dice on a needle blade attack against you, Andrew, and it put you down to one hit point. What?
Are we talking about the Humblewood campaign? Or?
Yeah, when we were fighting in the laboratory against the big shambling mount, I the needle blade that got you to 1 HP because I didn't damage dice. So then you also got once and I got you to 1 HP.
Yes, you hit me once.
Sat there like dodging the rest of the game.
Sorry. I shall not die. This is essentially him, very panicked. Lucky we rolled below my AC from the stupid shield. And I got the shield because like a 16, I had a 17 AC. I'm like, I don't think this is very good angle, right? I don't think we should drink this.
Oh well.
We'll have to look later and see if that's disgusting.
But dude, Jax is just Jax the flying shoes is just funny. He's just
I know. I identify as helicopter.
becoming Rocket Raccoon. Basically, it's fucking hilarious what we do with all of your characters, Andrew.
Yeah.
We made him an attack helicopter.
I'm interested to see what happens if we do ever go back to Humblewood.
I would love to go back to Humblewood because in the back of my head, I think about Greg and all of it. But I had everything you mentioned Humblewood, and like Greg just brought the party. There's so much that he intended to do 100% by himself.
Mhm.
And he's going to show up in Europe and some like, you sure stuff. It's a very me-centric thing to do.
Options. We all could have chosen.
Yeah, but Ricky made the starts very fast and someone said, I'm interested in you. And he went, no one's ever interested in you.
Nobody's ever been that before. Never had anyone interested in me.
So no one asked him out to do this. Big deal for Greg. Greg's a pathetic person. Man.
Now I hear a voice speaking, a shadow talking into a wall.
Fancy.
One promising power and purpose.
Maybe even friendship. Oh, that's just on the top of that.
Interesting to see that warlock level in with all of you guys too. Especially Jax. On top of his guns, he also has
This is literally now an attack helicopter. He's literally just gonna be like, seize, guns! It's literally an attack helicopter.
First, you guys are level 5 now, so Eldritch Blast is 2 beams.
I stated, all we made is an attack helicopter character.
You don't just keep at your maximum distance range, and then just take shots from afar and be like, I can't get hit anymore. So.
Oh, and now here's a class session. He sits still. He has every problem. Oh, so cool. I get to do that. I always get advantage because Chris is high.
Steady aim. I'm just gonna stay here and not move.
I'm gonna throw down these ball bearings. If anything walks near me, it eats shit, and I shoot it. And it worked, because one thing's like, look, he's doing damage. And walked over and ate shit. It's like, whoa, what?
I loved how quick to the trigger Jax could be. You know, we did Humblewood. Like when you guys were in the abandoned bandit camp that was taken over and made undead. When Cass was talking, Cass was in the middle of his monologue. And I was something wrong. Just didn't vibe with Jax, and Andrew's just like, yeah, I point my gun at him and I shoot him. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're starting.
So anyway, I just started blasting.
Jax was so fucking bad, because he'd be like, I'm just gonna shoot him like Jax, you sure? Fired already.
I'm also interested to see what Jax ends up doing on top of normal guns with his junk shot. That one where it's just like, just throw whatever you want in there as material. 30-foot radius blast of just whatever you shove into this gun.
Jack's about to invent the shotgun. He fills it with ball bearings and goes, he's like,
Ow!
I'll go back. Now it's on YouTube. Good luck.
Andrew, I know you weren't going to be able to stay with us forever. It's almost midnight. How long do you think you can stay? So you have work in the morning?
I do not have work in the morning, but I am pretty tired.
Okay. Well, you don't have work tomorrow. Turn on Twitch in the background and watch your friends play some D&D tomorrow then.
I will.
I'm sure it's a party of Andy, Paul, Wind Whisper, and Serenity. What could possibly go wrong? It's gonna be.
What could possibly go wrong? It's Wind Whisper, Andy, and Paul.
And Serenity as well. Like, just.
Right.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. What will they be bringing to the club while you and Rainn are heading over there at this time? Guess we'll have to find out tomorrow. But Andrew, you have a good night, my dude. Get a good night's rest. You had a good session today.
Hell yeah. Love you, dude.
Love you too. Catch you around.
Peace.
Bye. But, and then there was one. Hello. So I'm like all by myself on the big screen now. So that's great anymore for Andrew. But, yeah, it's as a DM. I love what engagement they had in roleplay today. And there was some advances towards learning things that some characters did have. I'm a little bit sad Andrew didn't try to mess with the magic catch in the session, because if he did, that statue that was next to him was a helmed horror. I chose one without the shield, but two-handed with the sword to do more damage. Would have been hilarious if he had tried to fiddle with that magic crash, and then he had to fight a helmed horror by himself in a 15 by 15 foot room. Granted, he would have had his echo as well, but
Were we talking about what Delson almost did? That you just not telling Andrew?
yeah, no, I told Andrew already when you were in between sessions, so it was just me and him. It was going to be a helmed horror. It's this suit of armor with an 18 AC. It's wearing plate armor.
We're gonna obliterate.
It's 2 attacks and with a longsword, so 1d10 plus 4. It's got advantage at all saves against magic and magical abilities. It's immune to 3 spells that the creator makes it immune to when it creates it. And it's got blind sight out to a 60-foot radius, so it can always see. That's monster within 60 feet.
It's gonna be weird for us to just look at ourselves.
Oh, why? No, just we're talking to ourselves. We do that already.
I know, but I usually, or actually, it's a lie. I'm not talking to myself. I talk to Rainn. Brett.
Talk to versions of ourselves.
Okay, that's more realistic.
It's the way in which we process, all the parts of us and all of our emotions and everything.
Oh,
Recently that I've put a lot of issues into the characters in the novel that I've written outside this game. I don't think I've mentioned writing a novel.
You have once.
Yes, but if so, whatever. I'm mentioning it.
You
I have
don't say that.
3 characters in that novel who personify parts of myself. And it's just like, wow, I put a lot of into that kind of thing.
So, you did a good job on making me feel anxious as Rainn. I was like trembly like half a second.
Yeah, and what part?
Definitely just dinner in general, because I was like, oh, what's gonna happen here? And then once you get questioning me, I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna happen, but like in my head, no, it's true because I've had those like fake conversations in my own head, and I was just like, oh wow, it's really happening.
Oh, I'm here now. Oh.
I was. Why am I so not ready for this? I've rehearsed this. And the problem is when I'm anxious, I giggle or laugh. That's why I was very laughy. Rainn doesn't do that. She can just. She's watching. She goes inside herself because she's been talking quiet. She's been abused one too many times and stuff like that. So she tends to just go quiet. I'm like when I get nervous or anxious, I go. I just laugh because I'm like this ridiculous situation I don't want to be in.
You know, you didn't want to be in it, but you were like, I didn't know I was going to be here so soon.
Yeah, but I myself react different than Rainn, so that was one of the struggles I had.
So, everything that you got from Cecilia in the conversations.
I didn't roll sight checker like I should have. So that means I just have to, as a player, decide who did emotionally and physically, which is not the right place. I did sight checker. That was stupid of me, but in the moment I was a little too nervous and didn't think about it. And then we immediately switched subjects as Delson walked in, and I didn't have the moment to sight check. So that distracted me because like, okay, I need like 2 more seconds. Like, oh, it's Delson. I'm like,
okay.
yeah. Like, I feel like we just needed that like second or 2 more conversation without Delson.
But hey, that was one of those TV moments there where just some drastic thing happens. No, okay, attention's diverted something. We can't address that yet.
Yeah. It was very good. I liked it. I find it funny.
I've watched a lot of TV dramas in my life.
Oh, so it was just TV drama bullshit. Just Rainn was doing the whole like, oh hi, like she was doing the whole like, girlfriend. I don't like Bobby. But it sounds weird, even though I know that's used for people who are like asexual, have no agenda, so they're not boyfriend or girlfriend. So it's a problem. I don't hate it. I don't like it. You choose what the fuck you want to call yourself. I don't give a shit. But Rainn's not that person.
It's interesting having to now know that Rainn is going to the gala as Delson's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to keep up that persona at the party when you are there under the name of Rainn.
She intends to go there under the name of Rainn anyways.
Mm-hmm. No alias, you are on record. Rainn with no last name. He was no last name. How old is she?
Your girl.
Wasn't she?
Oh, no. Some people who are communities are like, the girl did not die as he's to the park. She just died. In my head, the people who
survived on the streets.
Like in my head, the people who killed her parents and weren't like they couldn't stomach killing a child. They just went, let them decide. Like that's what they did. It was like worst orphanage in the entire city that has a high mortality rate in the poorest section of town. We died. 7 born there died. What they didn't estimate was
Was she the 1 in 4 chance of survival? She was grown in nobility. She doesn't know how to defend herself and live outside of those fancy walls and books that she has.
unknowingly. People don't forgot that her parents made themselves stubborn and tough people, and Rainn just has that in her genetic trait. She's a very stubborn, she's head fast and stubborn. She's just like, I will survive.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents taught her of all weird things that's not a nobility thing is, you purpose, you must go on.
She's got your trait of, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
You have that whole thing of just like, oh, the gods haven't killed me yet. It's just like, the gods are gonna punish me by keeping me alive. That's basically Rainn. Just like, I'm not gonna die. The gods don't give a shit about me.
Yeah. But she's very drive to
my own way.
She's very drive to survive. And it's a fun thing of like a rich person who's like, I have eliminated all my problems. That one you only have it. Like, it'll never come up.
Fuck. I didn't think I would be having to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check our Twitch chat, just make sure our audio is still coming through. It's good to check through every once in a while.
It is good because we've had to break halfway through set. Or recording sessions.
It's like echoey.
It is echoey in this room today for some reason. It's more echoey than normal, and I do not know why, because nothing has changed.
Why is it whenever we do DisasterCast?
It was a little echoey during our set.
Oh my god, you yawn. Okay.
Is that weird? I'm sorry.
No, you just went. Excuse me. You just went.
I did see it like hit the microphone, so I'm not surprised. We need headphones and everyone was sweating.
We needed them for the conversation with Andrew, but now we're just
we're idiots. I mean, we're very bright people, but we don't fit.
We are those lovable, charming idiots that you grew up watching all the time with cartoons and things like that.
When they fit themselves to like a plan, they're like, oh, it's our brother. Like, yeah, we just don't use it.
We are easily the 2 guys from Elder.
Yep. No plan until like, I'll see what we need the plan.
How are we going to get through this bullshit?
Yeah.
I'm totally a bard. I'm a writing bard. I'm doing like I write poetry. Which subclass do you think would be Rainn?
It would probably still be Mastermind. I'm playing Rainn as me. Let's be realistic. Rainn is very much a little bit like me.
You don't have that accenting ability.
No, I don't.
I wish.
Rain's accent would be so much better. It would, admittedly, it'd be kind of creepy that it just sounds like Felicity Jones, but that's Rain Six voice is probably a little bit deeper than Felicity Jones. Like Felicity Jones is like British accent. That's the kind of tone because there's a little bit of like high cautiousness it sounds, but clearly there's some non-cautiousness in her natural accent. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I do not know anything about Felicity Jones's life and history.
That's it.
But based on the way she has spoken in several movies I've watched with her in it, her accent has that little. I feel like that's what close to what Rainn's natural accent is, but turned lower because Rainn's voice is deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Not deep, but it's a deeper female voice.
Deep enough that it'll come off very intimidating.
Yeah, when she gets angry, it's that. Or she gets command. God, arrest them.
Oh shit! Do we listen?
See, that's what's fun about Rainn is she's a person who's done that to comics, and they're we're in trouble, and she's like, God, arrest. Well, you've never spoken in this before.
I found this who gives thing. You guys well, she sounds formal.
And she always tries to dress just posh enough where she might just look like she's trying to dress like. She always tries to dress that way. So she's wearing some of her clothes are a little cheaper, but she's usually wearing a nice jacket on top there. So that, her shirt, a nice button-up shirt, but her jacket's ratty. So it's she looks like a rich person faking it with the commerce to get better prices. And I'm sure there are wealthier people who are waste money. They make some quality stuff there. It's just it's upside down. Oh, I made my glasses significant.
Oh dear. We have blind content here too.
I'm not that one. It's extremely blurry in one eye. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just walking around again.
I'm so.
Be happy
I
with glasses.
don't have to wear glasses, but I know I eventually will have to wear glasses because I have an irrational feeling. I can get over it, but I cannot touch my eye.
I can't touch my eye. Why do you think I wear glasses, Brian? I can't touch my eye.
I'm physically repulsed by the idea of my finger touching my eyeball. I feel like they are very delicate, and I don't want to ruin it.
One thing, Rainn's gonna do something so sadistic. I mentioned that on stuff what I want to do to the people who killed parents. It was so now you heard this. So I'm gonna say it out loud because it's fucked up.
Scoot over to. I'm
not
half off the camera.
You also can just move the fucking monitor.
Yeah, this is better. Continue.
Okay. Trash can.
Nowhere near.
So Rainn, I explained what Rainn's what she would do if she found people who murdered her parents. Because Rainn is a person who believes in justice.
So, question: would you have Batman, Spider-Man-esque moment if you found the people who killed your parents / Uncle Ben?
No, because Rainn is actually vindictive.
Mm-hmm.
They're better people than she is when it comes to that. Because Batman got angry, but he got even a different way. That's with actual justice.
I always loved the Tobey Maguire scene where he was coming up against the person who killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
it's a very emotional. Do I make this turn? But no, I'm a good guy.
Dude, Rainn doesn't see himself as a good guy. Mm-hmm. Rainn feels neutral. She's killed people on purpose and by accident. Mm-hmm. She believes in justice, but she believes there's some people who aren't fixable. There's some people who are inherently evil. She has that same belief I have. There's some people who don't deserve that kindness. Mm-hmm. In her mind, of those people, it's the people who killed their parents. Who took. I feel like you killed my parents, but their life went on. Rainn lost everything. Rainn was living in suspended superiority. Rainn was one of the wealthiest of the entire city. like part of that, like part of opulence. She doesn't know if her family was close towards even higher opulence, on the edge of it and stuff. So like Rainn got all that just torn from her. And like she doesn't fully grasp it. As she grasps more and more, I'm sure it only makes her angry. Because she's like, I lost one part. That's one of the reasons why she gained that is she's learning of what she lost. Looking over suspended superiority, like standing on a building in suspended superiority and being like, wait, this might be my home?
This is the lost one?
Like, and Rainn's very intelligent. It's not like if you told Andy this, he'd be like, oh, yeah. Rainn's very sharp. And she'd be like,
I'm interested to see what Vicky perceives of...
I lost. That is why I so badly wanted. That's the second reason I wanted this fortune to show up that one morning when I wanted Andy to be stuck in the lost world. It would have been the funniest shit on earth. It's been so funny.
This is your lost world.
What?
Lost world?
Oh, you can learn it.
That's not a world.
She's gonna be so frustrated.
I'm just gonna leave you here. I'll come back in maybe a decade and you might have some sort of grasp of what's going on.
If not, hopefully he stabs you. You're bad.
So I go, Rainn, I would have a very hard choice ahead of me. Do I wake him up? Or do I keep him there?
Yeah. Box back there wait for Rainn. Rainn gets out of the bedroom. Oh, you did to Andy. He's gonna be stuck there a while and didn't know that. He could not figure his way out. I figured that out. My
Lost in his own mind.
Because. They're like, no, I'm conversation. People talk. I mean nothing against you. We're going to sit down and have tea. Woman with a mask on. How's that look? I'm going to go make tea for myself. I can care less if you have me.
Does the thing on you?
You're
so extra.
Why are we doing this? All you're doing is wasting time, both of us. We could just have had a normal conversation. I could have had tea. We were going to get ready for the morning and gone on my day. But now, I'm stuck here.
I'm in my mind. And it's very getting my daily tasks done when I'm stuck inside my head.
Yeah, they would just complain a lot.
I need to ask these questions for you. You need to let me go. I need to do I need to get the tea ready. I'm so grouchy without my tea in the morning.
When I was going to answer any question you asked. This is all right.
For a cliff now. Oh my god. Oh.
This is literally my mind.
What's gonna happen?
Mention my landlord to open the door.
You'd be like, where's Rainn?
Yeah. It only takes time.
Lucky comes up and bites your ankle.
And then it's a dagger.
Did you notice? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Just stabs Andy in the back.
You good? Was that? Not have the time to explain how goddamn inconvenient this fortune was.
That last thing.
The fuck is called.
$1 in 2 hours. Oh,
It wasn't that long. Really lucky you couldn't get past this. Watching this the whole time.
alternate universe, this happens.
That was arguing this fortune.
Just in the alternate universe of where I let Delson his bag inside his bag, and you all were sent to the astral sea.
level and Rainn
Immediate level up to barbarian.
level up and I will now find them.
And kill them myself.
She knows they're useful to get out. She might need to run, so she might grab Andy and Delphin.
Grabs Dilson. I like you a lot more than I do right now, you dumb fuck. I thought you were smart.
Are you smart? What?
You're put in an extra dimensional space inside an extra dimensional space.
Except for the astral sea where we're still. Can't walk over here. We can't be 10 feet away from him, but he can't reach us.
We just talked about paradoxes about 2 hours ago, and now we're going into black hole theory. Again, things I know very little about, but it's being proven correct today.
I thought they were like fantasy stories apparently. They're theory novels.
You know that all this was based on fact.
I'd have to analyze my entire book for them too. But too bad I can go back to it. Someone's going
See, and that's when your tavern brawler comes starting banging shit out of there.
I was like, wow, it hit really hard. I'm like, yes.
Which part? Did you tune into the gloves? You had so many opportunities to do shit today. Okay.
I have nothing wearing them.
Okay.
I didn't know during the session.
Yours. What? Fingertips covered in ice.
Yeah.
It's new fashion, darling.
Well, it's new. She's going to go like the artist fashion. She's had
It's a statement.
the sword and the shield worn as a backpack is going to be a fucking statement and a half that she has to fucking explain. And like, I'm willing to play the game to do it because like it's worth. I get a shield and a sword into the gala. I'm going to send the dress pieces.
And you keep bad folding.
But I have a reason why I'm making them. So that way, if something does happen that isn't our fault, I can be like, I guess I'm using the dress sword.
Oh, well, I'm not particularly fond of melee combat, but I am.
Holds up shield and sword and was like, Ray, I make you do that. She's like, you're just lost. You don't know about me.
Okay, no, tactics, people, tactics. You up?
He gets ordering the guard around, like, do we listen to her? And it's one of you guys.
It's very much that Captain America scene from the first Avengers movie, where Cap comes down out of the car, talks to the police officer. All right, let's. Now those buildings, we need men up there right now to get them down in medical attention. Don't take them out to the streets. Bring them down, go through the subway, and the guy's just like, what should I listen to you? Then 2 aliens flow, and he just peels and knocks them back, and he's just like, all right, we need people in those buildings. Okay, yeah, you're in charge.
You're clearly taking command of the situation.
No grasp of what's going on. You two, you're wearing tights. Doesn't matter.
You're control man. Shut up, I don't care.
I'm in charge. Can't you see?
Yeah, she goes to the upper register to she would hear that tone be like, people don't normally learn that tone. She'd be more the mysterious girl named Creevy. She's gonna do her conversational voice the entire time at the gala.
I'm probably doing it.
It's okay.
God, getting old and getting scabs and back at me
Still getting back me.
sucks. I thought that was supposed to be done after puberty.
Yeah, same. It's just got worse. Sucks when you're
Wow, we had a fun conversation. So now let's.
Yes, it is.
Throw back the fantasy.
So as I was saying about we completely detracted so badly about the misfortune.
Start.
We were talking about Rainn's vindictiveness and what she would do to the people. And we got really distracted because we kept talking about misfortune. And we found it very funny.
She's such a fun character.
She is a fun character. Rainn wants to know her. Also because she might be useful. You went in with the queen. We're in with the queen. I'm in shit.
There's also a prophecy about you that the queen said. You're supposed to bring fortune to Zista.
We'll see how that works out. Let's see how that works out.
Lines up very much with how you always said, like, if she finds out Brackett is the chosen hero of time, then she would want to support him. It's very similar the same way you might feel with misfortune at times. Like, hey, you have purpose. You are here with a prophecy and seem to be chosen for something. I want to lead your direction. I want in on what you're
What's because Rainn wants. See, that's the difference between Rainn and other people. People are like, I want to be one of the players of the chips in the game. Rainn's like, no. I'm the player. You is my boss.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guys there are like this. You're a person. She goes,
You're definitely one of the pieces. No, I'm above them all. Just like you are. Are you claiming you're a goddess?
the part. The rules.
Goodness.
That's
Hey.
and that's her embodiment. If she is such a superior, plays her not in superior power plays pretty well. She happens to, or else people won't.
But she has a very big superior.
Yeah. Well, because she's very smart. Well, she's taught herself everything she knows, so that makes her feel smarter. Because everyone go to school to get.
She learned how to be taught properly from the parents. And then when they were gone, she's like, oh, well, now I have to do it by myself, but at least I know how to do it.
She kept learning. But we're trying to say what random dudes do to people who kill their parents. Well, let's say what I would do is I assume that the people who kill their parents are either their parents' age or a little older. I would assume that they're an older family. No clue if it's a family. It could be if I'm my bosses. Bryan has. I don't want to know.
Full send.
I actually want it to be one of our families because that makes the most sense. If the family got too much power and they went, oh no, no.
Don't need that.
Because I asked, though you get to choose that her mother be pretty close to the queen. That's why I see what to say. Was Rainn's like, I don't remember the queen in an authority position. Queen wasn't queen was an authority, in the explaining the queen's an authority.
Mm-hmm.
But Rainn remembers the queen. If someone says the queen, she thinks of the queen's voice staring at a little girl in her throne room playing, not on the steps and ordering her people. Rainn is a total disconnect with that. She's like, I didn't. What? That's why she looks at drawings of the queen.
Look at the queen and be like, I was a lot closer to you before. Why was I closer to you?
And in some of those memories, even though she's always had small little, when she sees a picture of the queen, but she remembers the queen's face different. It's one of those things is most people, when they draw the queen, a regular person, they've only seen the queen announcing or on official portraits and stuff. So they try to look more regal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Rainn kind of always thinks they look off. Is she's like, the queen's face isn't so much happier. Because in her mind, the queen's smiling and had bright eyes to her, not
I have really fond memories of you really look up to the queen very well.
Oh, I tried to play off with when she saw the queen, saw everyone on the stage, and her brain went, wait, we fucked up somewhere.
Wouldn't it be tragic?
It would be tragic. Please don't make the queen totally evil. Partially evil is understandable. The fact that she's a monarch, that's fine. I don't want to be totally evil. That kind of stuff. I'll kill her if I need to. It's irrelevant. Stop. Let's make me feel that they're kill my mentor. That's someone I want to be my mentor. I don't want her to be like, oh, she's evil, but no, wow, that's a quick sell. That's what I would feel like. I want Rainn to feel.
She's a diverse character.
I assume. I hope so.
Very diverse.
I assume. So if he runs a very diverse, that's crazy. Staying
Has for over 2,200 years.
Getting off track again. So bad. Fucking stay.
Tennis ball.
If
he got a tennis ball.
Why explain how vindictive Rainn is? We have talked a lot about her. Apparently, she's the main subject of this, but because we had a lot of character development today. I said that Rainn, as I stated, I feel like the people who are the kids of the people who decide to kill their parents are probably her age, or a little bit older, or a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. So Rainn would not feel bad about forcing torture on these people. Another innocent party, potentially. She would not care to watch the elders be forced to live forever watching their kids in pain. It's fucked up, but to watch your innocent children be in pain indefinitely.
Yeah.
And never be able to die. It's crazy. So,
It's pretty fucked, man.
that's what she would do, though. She would get that.
And no remorse.
You took everything. Even if she gains it all back, for 21 years, Rainn didn't get to be. Rainn starved on the streets, had been beaten, had been sexually assaulted, trigger warning, has been through stuff that no being should go through.
Mm-hmm.
All that happened because of their choice. And she would push that all onto their existence.
All I can think of is that moment when Scarlet Witch sees Thanos. Sorry, you don't see it in Endgame, but she's
I know you're talking.
You took everything from me.
Yeah.
I don't even know you.
Yeah. And like, oh, that's a terrible choice.
This is a lot easier to.
This made it more fun. Like, watch clapping. That's just insane because she's told us what she wants to do.
And pull out weapons. Oh, I don't need weapons to ruin you.
This is gonna be a card.
Bare hands.
Yeah, it's cute, dude. It's your game. It's like, okay, we're doing. Who are you? Well, we need a last you doing.
You took everything from me. This time I take everything from you.
She goes for the whole like crazy person, like force them to watch their lives be cut off the fucking city and grind. Like she does the whole like crazy like evil villain thing for just, and then turn back around and be like, but they're a danger to the city, and like play off to the rest. That's such a normal thing.
Well,
They're not being floated.
it's different. I just pushed them off the edge. It's basically the same thing, but it's not.
Is it? Oh no, because she. They'll live forever, watching their children be tortured forever, non-stop, for eternity.
That's how you go insane.
That was the premise of the thing, was to destroy them. And as soon as they get to the point where like, this isn't fun anymore.
Something that I think is
It's a very crude like quality in Rainn, by the way. It's some fucked up quality.
There's a really interesting concept I didn't really saw anywhere else before, so I don't know if you've ever heard of this before. In Naruto Shippuden, you find out there is a special ability of the Sharingan called the Izanagi. Is it Izanagi? Izanagi. It was the. It's one of
No matter what, we're Americans, we're going to pronounce it.
Sacrifice one of your eyes. You can trap somebody basically in like a repeated time loop.
Yeah, I do something like that. I don't think Misfortune to do it.
Until they get it right. Like, there was one person in the show who did that, and basically this person he was completely egotistical, stuck in his ways, and he got stuck in there until he got it right, until he like learned his lesson and came out on the side. Like, that's one insane thing I always think about in shows now. Like, if you have that ability to put the villain of the show into this world where he's just trapped, he or she is just trapped, failing over and over and over and over again until they get it morally right. How that would affect some villains. If they would actually learn it, or if they would just be trapped there forever. Or if they would outsmart it somehow.
Well, that's why I would have set up to be if they figured out their way. If like I did be a spell like Misfortune's ability or something like that, where they're stuck into a reality where they're experiencing it, and there's a way to get out, but it's very hard. If they got out, I just have them immediately executed. Because they'd be like, I figured it out. I'm a better person, and I'd still kill them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You can die with the conscious.
Exactly that. But they like, I wanted to death, like shove a sword into their sternum and pull them as they bleed out as their guts come out. Like, how can I? You must know what pain is.
You're emulating pain from Naruto Shippuden right now. They shall know pain.
Yeah. like her parents were not just like besides that she lost everything that she could have had. She's a 4-year-old. How much you love your parents when you're 4 years old? They're the most important thing in the fucking universe. And they're taking.
You're tall, and you know what?
And
You know a lot of things.
you read books to me.
I think you figured life out.
Super loved her parents. So like all that. Which is not like how she would deal with anything else, because she believes that people should be flooded, they can be made useful in rebuilding society, or if they can be made useful because they're too dangerous, find a use for them. You force them to use their magic for good or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, not everybody probably flings, but
I know. She's against them.
they just keep them busy.
I know. But she's against it.
Which you guys missed the public float today.
I know.
Because of the activities that you guys went to go do.
Rainn actively didn't want to be here. Because she knew the group was here again, we would be suspicious as fuck.
Yeah, and
Cockroach. Queen. Space.
and also, do you think all of your teammates would have stayed still?
Nope. Rainn would have had trouble staying still. Because Rainn hates public funds. Also, Rainn knows that Eric Cochran chose to do it because they were talked into it or paid to do it or whatever. She knows that Eric Cochran isn't the one who probably wanted to kill the queen, but was told, hey, this team will you cause a distraction. You want to hurt her. You cause a distraction. We'll attack. And Eric Cochran's like, okay, that's fine.
Ha!
Where's everyone else? Didn't they even say something like that?
There's something. You'll have to go back and
I
watch.
have to rewatch. I remember they said something loud. And it being enough to be like, Rainn feeling bad, be like, I'm sorry, you shot the queen. And at that moment, she was just so fixated on the queen as an idealization that Rainn fired.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, Rainn's whole, like, from the beginning of this campaign to the end, Rainn's a completely different character.
20 sessions, man.
20 sessions does a lot, that's that. It's weird, it's 3 days. It's like total 4 or 5 days that she's totally different person.
Oh, well, making it up in my criminal world right now. If I make this one mission, then I'm going to be in with this one underworld criminal organization. Oh, okay, I might have been from somewhere else. The Liberator likes me now. So, now, dating somebody who lives in Divinity's Overload. Making friends with somebody who's right up next to the Queen, I think.
You tried it. It was so hard. Being like, I want to be friends. And this person's like, you're a criminal. I swear that Rainn's a criminal. It's like, you're a criminal. I'm a never work. Rainn's like, you're not getting how useful I can be. You're not.
We can make a sitcom that brackets just over there. It's like, sitcom right here.
Yes. That's it. And he's like, you understand? I can feed you information.
Sitcom.
Because Rainn can do like things that Misfortune can't get involved in. And be like, I can feed you information. I can get involved in schemes I want to be involved with. I can get you the feeds and information. I can learn that we should deploy troops in certain areas so that way we just stop a threat. Don't you want that?
It's the ego of Tony Stark. This Tony Stark is very much like, something bad is coming. I'm going to put a suit of armor around the world. Just get ahead of the problems before they become problems.
Yeah, but Rainn's going a little differently. She's into the problems. Like, I shall not destroy them. Hope for the best.
By the way, how did Rainn like the I loved when you were just like, ooh. I feel insulted 2 ways from that comment. Like, the other people muck, and like, you're way above those other people. So you're like, I love you, but I'm also below you. Double offended.
Yeah, but like in that moment, Rainn was just like, she had to hold so much in. Because she's like, she grew up wealthier and more, well, not well, like we didn't have the same money levels, but like more powerful in her family because she lived in suspended superiority. And her parents being pretty humble people, like I'm sure they had to do some shitty things to get there because it's just the reality of it. But besides like becoming a really good translator and the queen being like, wow, you're doing everything. Like, I signed up for, but you are the queen. And eventually they became close because of time. Because in my mind, Rainn's mother's definitely by like probably plus.
Is Rainn, she's half elven in the Florida suit, right?
Yeah.
Half elven can go up to like 180 to 240, like that general range when humans just staying human.
So she probably, I imagine he was a pretty normal.
So do you think like you were 4? So do you think the guy was probably like late 20s, early 30s? And
My father was in his 40s. His father was probably in his 40s, a little bit later than normal in human life because he was a businessman. So he didn't have time for children until he met a translator, and she went, "I need to publish my books."
I love how you just call her translator. Yeah, conflicted, Brian, but she's the translator.
A book that says from the translator. You mean Rainn's mom? Like, for a night, we're like, okay, Bryan, you can settle in for 4.
Well, it's something where you either know it or don't. You know it, also don't know it.
Rainn doesn't know. She hasn't figured out. Though, as she goes to that point, I'm sure she'll realize a little bit. She'll be like, why does this teaching feel familiar? Because I'm sure that her mom taught her this language in a similar way that the book she wrote to teach language works. I'm sure she changed it a little bit because, prodigy daughter versus idiots who need to learn language.
Dwarven for dummies.
She saw that. Saw this one.
This is insulting.
And I'm sure she'll realize there's phrases and stuff in it that, like, she recognizes reading from stuff, because I'm sure her mother used some of her own books, because you're like, well, I am. So I'm sure she'll recognize phrases, but, like, not click it. Because why would you? You're fucking 2.5. Why would you remember that's important? Oh, man. But yeah, so much was good in this session. The double trending was, his name's like, I love you. I was taught to treat people right. So that's why she treats the help. Like when she met the other ladies, she saw how horribly they were being treated. She's like, Rainn doesn't know if her parents treated their help work, but Rainn, like in her head, remembers it being more like that and being more calming. And she remembers her parents being very kind and teaching her, you need to be calm. Don't forget. There's going to be times you have to be a horrible person. But don't forget to be calm. Like that concept. Like I'm sure like little bits of knowledge, little bits of like...
Always try to be nice, but never fail to be.
Yes.
Famous words from the 12th Doctor.
Stuff like that. Like sometimes you're going to have to be a fucking shitty person. It's temporary, so it's okay. As long as you're not always a shitty person. That's why Rainn like has evil things she'll think of and do. But like it's for a reason. The long-term goal is a good one. Just the short-term really not cool.
Well, I have plans in the long term. The short term, it's very fluid.
She is. She's a 30-year plan.
I don't know what I'm going to be having for dinner later tonight, but I do know what I'm going to be doing in 30 years.
What's that? Sitting next to the Queen and telling them you have a choice. A parliament. No longer being Queen.
Exactly 30 years from now? Give or take.
Sometimes things move fast, sometimes they move slow. We'll see when the winds push us.
But I will be
I will be there, and it'll be an alternative. Well, how would we position to ask that?
Should we stop this?
Should not, because it's okay. What's the parliament? What's the parliament? So
giving the queen the choice to stand down or to overthrow. That's a threat, right?
That's a threat. But she also sounds like, what's the parliament first? How's that as a question? Is this parliament, right? It's a representative form of government that it's, depending on how it's oriented. In our situation, you got it oriented that it has a 1/3 minority of the noble houses and businesses and a 2/3 majority of elected officials.
How'd you come up with this?
Me, Conlan. Rainn, it seems fair.
Bracket in the background.
The
Seems
bridge.
fair. Just don't
Don't tell the Brits.
tell the Brits and don't try to annex any other nations. They'll spill your tea.
But that's very good. That was a very good joke. That was wrong.
Things that you can make as bracket.
Those things in no context except for bracket. It was
It's like, what did you just say? I don't even know, man. They're all up here.
but like I feel like that's the best method. Rainn has no problem if it's a queen who says yay nay on laws, but the parliament makes the laws or chooses to say these laws are unfair. I think you should change them, and then there's a discussion to adjust them. Like I believe that's Rainn.
By the way, you
Skitterus, whatever.
just wanted you know you like these names proper, so I just wanted to make sure you
Yes.
knew.
Queen Skitterus.
Oh, she likes Queen Kitty.
I know. Queen Kitty.
I will never call her that. But
I'm sure. I imagine little Rainn is a little 3-year-old. Why, like, Rainn's memory of the queen is a memory.
Bracket joins a flashback with Rainn where Rainn does that. And Bracket's like, okay, you just ripped off that Monsters Inc.
You think the queen, that's on you. My joke is not supposed to be Monsters Inc., but that's what little girl would say. Like,
Does that make the Queen Sully?
no, I would think the queen would call her little raindrop. Which is horrible and unlovely and amazing.
Oh god.
Like,
Little Raindrop sounds like a rapper.
that little.
Wow, are you about to start a 90s, early 2000s rap album?
Everyone looks at him. No, I'll stop. There's new context for this.
Not rap? It's an American thing.
That did help.
It's America. Oh boy, what period?
You know what? I'll stop. I know it's hard for me.
But it is getting pretty late. We had this that's longer than what we expected it to be.
I was gonna open it for 2 miles and rough for fucks and shit.
Thanks. I'm
Only because I
tired.
okay. Only because I have still more things to talk about, right?
Well,
What do you want to talk about screams?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can still talk about them.
See if we can enjoy our night a little bit.
Well, we're probably gonna talk for 15 minutes and then because I'm tired.
Well, I know
We'll watch it tomorrow.
Sure.
We can watch it tomorrow during the day. I have no intention to work on cars. Mark never texted me back about helping me solve the problem. So I guess I'll have to deal with that later.
Alright. Well, for everybody who is watching, join us sometime. Hopefully 4, if not 4:30 or 5 o'clock, around that area, for another session tomorrow, session 20B. So it's long. Say.
I mean, I can kill people. I have no problem with it. And you would have been like, fuck, after gonna scream tomorrow, he's dead.
I just murdered him on the street. Delete!
Like, oh, how to delete the internet?
And Jalea is the only one who saw it on stream. Like, Brian, shh. I got your secret. We're taking this to the grave to get.
Black Nose, remember that. So good night. Me and Brian are going to help Rainn in her madness.
Good night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next disaster.
Woo woo.
Yeah.